All right, welcome back, everybody. We took a few months off because it's golf, baseball. I prefer hockey. That wasn't a bad ending to the season, and now we are back, ready to go.
And don't forget WNBA.
Yeah. And now we're back and ready to go back with week 1/week 0/week 1, right? With college football. So time to get rolling with today's picks on week 1. I'm Mike Nelson. This is my amazing colleague.
Yay, Christina Ingram.
We had a great time last year. Hope you enjoyed our episodes, and we look forward to some more fun this year. Christina, week 1, like this is when you don't know what you don't know, and you figure it out. And what's your thoughts on week 1 college football?
Week 1 college football. Well, to kick it off, they're starting with probably one of the best kickoffs for college football with Ohio State and Texas. And if you're a College Game Day fan, that will be Lee Corso's last game. So who does he pick? Does he pick the very, very first mascot head he's ever picked in his life, which is Brutus? Or does he go against his first love and pick against them and pick Texas? I don't know. Who's Texas's mascot? I know it's a Longhorn, but does he have a name?
Longhorn. No.
But anyway, since I'm not going to pick who wins because I don't want to jinx my boys that are just coming off of a national championship. So I am going to take the over in that game. I think Ryan Day has things clicking on offense. You have probably the best college football player in the country in Jeremiah Smith as a wide receiver on the offensive side of the ball. And then on the defensive side of the ball, and his name just fell out of my head. But he is the best college football player on the defensive side of the ball, and his name will come to me, and I'll have to think about it later. But I'm going to root for my boys. I think that's going to be a great game to kick off the season. I think it'll be close. They do have Ohio State winning because they're at home. But I'm going to stick and take the over and not pick the game. Although you know who I'll be rooting for.
I was going to say, I could give you 22 points and give it to you for Ohio State, and you still wouldn't pick them because you're just not that type of jinx girl. So it worked for you well last year, apparently. So I'm going to actually go opposite of you. I know, surprise, surprise, when it comes to my disdain for Ohio State per se, not just because of anything bad that they do. I'm just not an Ohio State fan. So I'm going with the Longhorns. I think they made a great run last year. This is the Arch Manning era. So we'll see, right? I think it's an amazing game to start week 1, though. I love your over, by the way. I'll agree with that 100%. If I had to really say the bet that we would both go into Vegas and bet together and agree on, it would probably be the over. So I'm going to go with the first pick of the year, honestly, being not a popular pick in my opinion. I'm going with Texas getting 1.5, and that number's dropped, right? So I think the money's moving a little bit. So
yeah, well, the money it started at 2.5, so the money is going to Texas. So it's gone down. So the money is going towards Texas's way. But yeah.
Perfect. Well, I think it's a great way to start the season. Then the rest of the games are hard to stack up to that level of gamesmanship on week 1. But what you got next? What's your next pick?
My next pick is Penn State and Nevada. Nevada will be going to Penn State, and only because Penn State's of 44 points. I'm going to stick away from that because you never know if it's going that way and they put in their third stringers. With the NIL, I don't know that the depth's there for anyone on third string anymore. So I'm going to stick with the over 55.5 because what they're saying is Penn State's just going to run up the score. And at some point, they're going to pull their starters, probably by the third quarter. And then it's going to have, so I say 55.5 with Penn State most likely scoring 50 of that 55.5.
We'll see. Is that game in Penn State, I take it?
Yes, it is.
Nice. All right. Well, my second pick is going to be, Tennessee SEC versus Syracuse. It is at a neutral site in Atlanta. I think it's basically the Joey Aguilar debut. So I think Syracuse has had a pretty significant roster turnover. I'm going to roll with SEC on that. I think 13.5 is a little bit light, to be honest with you. I think sometimes you get some advantages early in the season where they're somewhat conservative on the favored teams. And so I think sometimes you can catch some good money on the chalk. So I'm going to run with that on the 13.5, which seems to be the opposite because I think Ohio State is probably would be following that same boat at -1.5 and be conservative on the spread. But I'm going to go with the Tennessee on this one, -13.5. And a little bonus pick on that. I think that's going to go over as well. I think both teams are going to score.
All right. Now my third pick, Notre Dame and Miami. And this was one of the best rivals in the 80s and 90s. Of course, the infamous Catholics versus convicts game where Notre Dame cheated, basically, or the officials cheated for Notre Dame. But anyways, and as much as this pains me, I am going to pick Notre Dame -3. They are coached very, very well. I think they have a lot of their team coming back from their national championship run, even though they came up a little bit short to Ohio State last season. And Miami, there's still some questions on their defensive side of the ball for me. So I don't know that they fixed those problems because how they did lose Cam Ward and they could light up the score last year, but they couldn't stop anyone. Like they couldn't stop anyone. So I think it's going to be a good game, but I'm going to take Notre Dame -3. Although I will be rooting for the Hurricanes.
It's another one of those. I love it. I can't do that. Whoever I bet on, that's who I'm rooting on. So good for you for being able to do that. Because I'm like, no, I'm going to bet on them. I'm going to be rooting for them. All right, that's a big game, I think. I mean, there's a lot of rivalry in that Alabama-Florida State. That game's happening this weekend as well. I do think it falls. This is against one of my best buddies, a colleague, Moose Reed, who loves his Florida State Seminoles and about had a conniption when they didn't get granted into the playoffs a couple of years ago, and he's still bitter about that. And of course, they funked it up last year. However, I think this year, I'm still rolling with Alabama, -13.5, because I think that it's the same thing. That's another one of those safe numbers that the bookies are putting out there, the handicappers are right now. I'm taking Alabama -13.5, yeah, even though it's at Florida State. I think Alabama just still has, I think Florida State's still trying to rectify their problems.
They're trying to figure out what the hell happened, how they were ranked so high, and then they couldn't do anything. Then my last pick, TCU and North Carolina. I'm going to take TCU -3.5. I just don't know how Bill Belichick's going to do as a college coach. We shall see. Plus, he's evil Bill. You got to root against him. So I'm going to take TCU -3.5. That would be my reasoning on that is, they're that team. I don't think TCU is going to go very, very far. But, they're like always that Cinderella spoiler team that they just got to throw in there. So we'll go TCU -3.5.
All right. My last pick is going to be my hated, because I grew up in Colorado. So, of course, I was a Buffalo fan when I was back in my high school era. But I was a hater of the Cornhuskers naturally rivalry. However, in this game, it's Nebraska versus Cincinnati. It's going to be at Arrowhead Field. The Huskers are favored by 6.5. I'm going to roll the dice on this one early, but the Huskers will be ready to go. They'll be amped up, and they're going to take that 6.5-point spread and win by a touchdown. So that's my fourth pick of the week is the Cornhuskers -6.5.
Wow, we got through those college football picks pretty quick.
We did. I throw a few other ones in there. Like, I think Tennessee's quarterback's going to go over rushing yards. So look at the line on that just as a prop bet, because that's what Tennessee quarterbacks do. They run like friggin' wildfire and then they pass a little. And then I think Arch Manning, look at the total for the over passing yards. I think he's going to throw quite a bit. And that could be because they're way behind and my other pick is terrible, or they're just gonna have to throw the ball, because I know Ohio State does have a great defense, right? So they're gonna have to throw the ball a little bit around on Ohio State.
Yeah, Ohio State is, I think everyone's question is, what are they going to look like as far as the quarterback goes too? Because, I mean, even last year with Will Howard, they didn't know exactly, and he ended up being really good. Not as good as CJ Stroud or the previous quarterbacks that they've had. But I think that's the big thing with Ohio State, because my dad was worried, like, who's starting? I'm like, does it matter? We don't know any of them. Like, we don't know any of them. We haven't been able, like, with Will Howard, you could at least go back to, because he was a transfer from Kansas, you could go back to Kansas tape and look and see, okay, this guy is actually pretty good. And in a different system, he ended up being better. So it's Justin Sayin is who they're starting, and he was, I think he's a redshirt freshman. He actually was a 5-star recruit coming out of high school. I believe they recruited him 2 seasons ago, or no, a season. Yeah, not this season, but the previous season. And so he was considered the best quarterback in the country as far as high school goes. So we shall see. How he plays.
First game, we'll see. Yeah. Big stadium, big fans.
It's going to be a pressure cooker game too, because
100%.
And
I'm banking on probably some turnovers.
I don't think if either team loses, it's not going to knock them out of the playoff run.
No.
You're good. You're talking about 1 and 3. Yeah. So you lose here, 100%. And it doesn't mean now the rest of the season matters.
I mean, look at what Ohio State did last year, right? Same story.
Very true. Very true. So, well.
Cool. Well, I want to say, if you guys want to engage with us, let us know what your biggest underdog is for the week. Throw that in our comments. Also, want to kind of figure out like what you think on Texas and Ohio State as well. So, are you Team Christina, even though she's not betting on Ohio State? You know clearly where her allegiance lies. Or are you? I mean, I am in Texas right now, even though it's a little weird with palm trees and banana trees in the back. But I am in Texas, so I'm gonna have to feel the aura of Texas right now as I sit here. So I'm going with Longhorns on Saturday.
The only good thing about Texas Longhorns is Matthew McConaughey. He will be playing the bongos on the sidelines whenever. That's about the only good thing.
That's funny. Well, let us know. We're looking forward to next week. There's going to be, now, you know how this goes. Every week it starts tuning up. Teams are starting to get more personality, and you start to know a little bit more about who they are. And we start to see that in week 2 and week 3. So it's game day. Its season is back. I know Christina messaged me earlier. Here's your little IG reel for the day. It is college game day is back, baby.
Yep, and college game day and Lee Corso's last game, so don't miss it. And
don't miss
talk to you guys on college and some NFL next week.